I mean, I just remember going to the game. It was like the biggest thing in the Slate Belt.
I was very fortunate to go 4-0.
Fortunate enough to win the game, okay? And we ended up being undefeated that year, so it had a little extra.
We're ahead 7-3, and guess what? The lights went out, so we had to suspend the game and play the next game.
This tradition, this Bangor PenArgyl game, goes back a long ways.
Both communities have a lot of pride in themselves, and they look forward to Bangor and PenArgyl. Probably one word sums it up: intensity.
First football game I ever remember is a Bangor PenArgyl football game, and that was in 1967 when I was 5 years old.
We'd go to bed every night and you would say your prayers, and then my dad would tell us a Bangor PenArgyl football story.
I think it's really the traditions. Brothers played in it, sisters cheered in it. It's like everybody's been a part of it in the community.
I had a great uncle Buck who he had attended 59 straight PenArgyl Bangor games. Unfortunately, he actually passed away at the game in the stands.
My grandfather played in the very first Bangor PenArgyl game.
It was my grandfather who played for Bangor was a guard. My dad, who played for Bangor in the late 60s, was a guard.
Well, when I was in high school, you know, that it was the biggest thing because what do we have? Television had just started.
I mean, I think as long as we're kind of landlocked out here and the world doesn't change too much, I think it'll be a rivalry for a long time.
And the communities getting ready for this game is unbelievable.
The town would almost shut down for a week, and there'd be festivities, and so it was almost like another holiday.
The rivalry game, I mean, it's the biggest week in high school.
And you see the houses decorated, and you see the townspeople excited, and it's it's a special feeling.
Even when people move away, who won the Bangor PenArgyl game? Because then you have a whole year to brag about it.
One of the traditions that started while I was in high school were the spaghetti dinners. Today, the spaghetti dinner's held right here at the high school, and that's been going on pretty long.
My dad didn't go to school here, but thought that the linemen always kind of got overlooked, and he started sponsoring a lineman award when I was probably about 3 or 4 years old. The family has still given it out to this day.
At one time, it was played on Thanksgiving Day. I'm sure that added something to it.
You got Christmas, you get the holidays, and you got the Bangor PenArgyl game.
I thought was always really neat was seeing the footprints, whether they were going from here to PenArgyl or PenArgyl back. And that pain always seemed to last for a month or two later.
I remember all the seniors from the team coming into the elementary school that I was at.
The bonfire, Spirit Week, pep rally, that's how I remember it. That's how I remember growing up.
My favorite moment would have to go back to when our son played. We took great pride in him representing the school and community.
Probably my fondest memories is when I was able to coach my own kids. So I got to experience that as a coach and a parent.
Junior year, we played Bangor over at Bangor, and we beat them, and the school bus dropped the whole team off at the bottom of town in PenArgyl, and the streets were just lined with the fans, and different, people came out of the houses and just cheered us on as we walked up, celebrating the victory.
It's being a little kid, 7 years old, and looking through the fence at Bangor Park and emulating the guys.
I mean, the end of your season was Bangor, and that taste sat in your mouth for 8 months. Whether you won or whether you lost, you had to deal with it.
This rivalry has been going on for 100 years is really something special. You think about what's happened in the world over that 100 years and the conversations that probably happened.
When those last seconds run off the clock and you win the ball game, jogging off the field with your teammates, the crowd cheering you, it's one of those memories you never forget.
It's been a good rivalry, a great rivalry, and when they talk about Easton Peaburg, they talk about PenArgyl Bangor.
In the beginning of this journey, Tim Egan and I, our goal was to set out to create the best possible experience for both teams.
Create an event that our community could remember, something special, something that they can take with them for years to come.
It's just going to be one of the best weeks, I think, in Slate Belt history, and people are going to be talking about for a long, long time.
33 dive, went for a touchdown.
Yeah, I intercepted a pass in the last play of the Bangor PenArgyl game and ran it back for a touchdown.
We won Thanksgiving. We played Thanksgiving.
This is who we are as a community. This rivalry, it's a great thing.